Hello, my little goth viewers. Welcome to the Madame Stel Show, the home of dark music and dark souls. Today we'll be joined by the world's greatest, perhaps the most inventive post-punk artist from Seoul. Please be ready to greet Bendi Boi.
to the right, and burn atop the wooden floor. Zwei Hände meet each other, clapping, 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 clap. Then burn and move to the left, and burn atop the wooden floor. Zwei Hände meet each other, clapping, clapping, stomping, stomp. Labels are scanning in this busy square. Loud music, beer and always and men are dancing. I'm walking in the corner, no one's even looking at me. Delusional, I feel calm, sweating like I'm Duke of them. And then I move to the right, and then atop the wooden floor. I step on your feet, you frown and I say sorry. And then I move to the left, and then atop the wooden floor. Cross your arms and jump to the roof, clapping, clapping, thumping, thump. Eyeballs are scanning in this busy square. Loud music, beer, all ladies and men are dancing. I'm walking in the corner, no one's even looking at me. Delusional, I feel calm, sweating like I'm Duke of them.
Hi, Bendi. The show is magnificent. Thank you so much for being here. That stuff really resonated with the darkness in the bottom of our hearts. Once again, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Madame Stel.
Achtung is a Christmas track of yours, and it's not released yet. I do get the Christmas vibe from the bells and maybe the horse and dog sounds, but it's not really the conventional Christmas track that we would expect from a Christmas song. I'm guessing it's something more like a Scandinavian winter song, though I'm not really familiar with the concept. Is that a bit like what were intending?
Oh, yeah, it is.
And it's very dark, but also funny because you seemingly summoned the devil on a Christmas track. So that was it's like a blessed curse. And I must say, I absolutely endorse it. Santa is so out of fashion. The devil is definitely in, and I love it so much.
Thank you.
You also have a featuring artist in this track, and her artist name is quite a mouthful, Panama Bitch City. So did she write the lyrics?
Yeah, she did. We've been friends since high school. I think her lyrics are humorous, yet still very elegant.
I agree. How did the lyrics really come together? Upon hearing it, I was thinking, is this from the perspective of a person? This must be something more of an animal, maybe something like a horse, maybe. Is this right?
There's an island called Jeju, so Panama Beach City stayed there for a month in February. We decided to make a track out of the, island. So while she was staying there, I've read a few poetries of Panama Beach cities, so I already knew that she handles quite, good sips of rhymes and language in general. Well, not only in Korean, but also in English. She rode a tiny bus every day, and through the window, she found a small horse on the hill who casually sat on his shit and ran over the field. Yeah, she put her eyes into the horses and decided to weave a story out from the news sites she fictionally got.
Wow.
Okay.
So it's a fictional piece of work, seen from the eyes of a horse. We don't get that every day. And it's certainly it's a very gothic imagery. Are there any other tracks inspired by Panama Beach City's stay in Jeju Island?
Yes, actually. there were two more, and I released one of them already actually. So the two tracks titles were Bus Ride and Night Drive. I decided not to release Bus Ride because it was not as satisfying as I expected it to be. But Night Drive faced one title change, and it's now out under the name Good Time. It's also got another featuring artist called Damdok. And however, for the track, Panama Beach City was busy, so she could not really engage for the lyrics. From Good Time, the sense of Jeju is all erased.
I see. Well, okay then, let's discuss your other track, Folk Tanz, which is your latest big track, along with your other hit single, Sister Anna. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. The two tracks have got quite a lot of Bendi Boi listeners, thankfully.
And I see that Achtung and Folk Tanz aren't released under the same single, but I do get this feeling that the two are somehow connected or linked. There's a feeling, a shared grammar of Bendi Boi maybe, that I feel in both of the tracks. And I also feel that maybe the main speaker of both the tracks have this sense of anxiety running through the songs. Is that maybe what you intended?
Oh yeah, I think you got them precisely. Plus, as you mentioned before, both tracks have Scandinavian winter vibe. So yeah, I mean like it's got to do something with Scandinavian folk songs and tales, which I loved since I was a child.
Well, I'm one of your newer fans that absolutely fell in love with Bendi Boy's music with folk dance. And I'm also amazed by how your voices sound so different from each other in the two songs. And I really wanted to mention your vocal range is quite interesting. It the vocal qualities, they remind me of all these amazing other post-punk artists. Like sometimes your voice is a bit like Molly Nielsen, and sometimes it's like Susie in the lower notes, but then when it jumps to the higher notes, it somehow sounds like Ono Yoko, and yet it's all Bendi Boy, and that's just amazing.
Oh, that's one interesting comment that I've ever got. Well, I certainly have many voices, and I think this voice you're hearing right now is the most comfortable voice I usually make. I don't know if the verb make would fit here, but yeah. So it was funny once because one curator of a private playlist left me a review saying there are two vocals in this band, one baritone that sings overall, and another soprano that appears in chorus. And I was like, what? That's only me for both vocals? But yeah, maybe it's due to the, difference that you mentioned. Yeah.
Or what was that? What song was that comment on?
Oh, it was Mihai, my bonus track.
Oh, I see. I see. Um, so any plans for an album, maybe?
Oh, I'm planning to release one in 2022.
2022. Finally, an album length of darkness to fill our souls. We're grateful, Bendi Boy.
Thank you. Well, yeah, it's clear now at the beginning of the year.
All right, Bendi. It was fantastic having you here. And I guess it's time for us to wrap up now.
Thank you.
Thank you again for being here. Darklings. The darkness is fading away, so it's time for us to sleep. Have a great night, and I'll meet you again on Tuesday.